ביולי השנה, 2024, מצאתי את עצמי בבקתת הרים בפירנאים. הבנתי שזאת אחת הבקתות המרשימות בצרפת, בקתה ששופצה רק לפני שנה, חדשה לגמרי, באמת בנויה בצורה שלא ראיתי בעבר. האמת שלא תכננתי לישון שם, אבל יצא שעצרתי באותו יום, בדיוק שם. אפילו מצאתי את המיטה האחרונה הפנויה שם ללילה, זה באמת אירוע די נדיר כשלא מזמינים מראש, בטח בעונה הזאת. בכל מקרה, אחרי ארוחת הערב, גיליתי שיש בבקתה הקרנה של סרט, במקום שחיי הלילה הם לא כל כך סוערים. זה באמת הייתה נראית לי הזדמנות מעניינת, להוסיף קצת עניין לפני הרוטינה של השינה, שבדרך כלל קורית פשוט בהרים, אחרי ארוחת הערב. והסקרנות שלי ממש עלתה כשהסתבר שהבחור שמקרין את הסרט הוא זה שגם יצר אותו. הסתבר שהוא מסתובב בין הבקתות בפירנאים עם ציוד הקרנה מינימליסטי על הגב, זה כולל איזה מקרין קטן, מסך מתקפל, והוא מציג ככה את הסרט מבקתה לבקתה כל ערב במקום אחר. הסרט באמת התגלה כמרתק, הוא מתאר מסע מדהים שלו, שבסופו של דבר ארך שנתיים, זה לא היה מתוכנן ככה בהתחלה, ובמהלכו יצא אריק לאסקר מבטח ביתו שבשטרסבורג, והוא חצה 12 רכסי הרים ברגל, עד לנקודת הסיום בקצה פורטוגל איפשהו. זה לא היה סתם מסע, כאדם שמתמחה בסביבה ואקולוגיה, אריק טבע כמה עקרונות משמעותיים למסע שלו, שכולם מעוגנים בשמירה על הסביבה. הוא עבר סופות, מזג אוויר קשוח, אבל דבר אחד בולט מאוד בסרט, לכל אורכו החיוך שלו, גם ברגעים קשים כנראה, והאהבה העצומה שהוא מרגיש להרים. היות וסשן השאלות והתשובות הארוך שהיה לאחר ההקרנה היה כולו בצרפתית, הבנתי רק קמצוץ קטן ממנו. אז קפצתי על ההזדמנות וקבעתי עם אריק לשבת לשיחה שתוקלט לפרק נוסף בפודקאסט. תהיה גם הזדמנות בשבילי לקבל תשובות לפחות לחלק מהשאלות שצצו לי בראש תוך כדי צפייה בסרט. ככה יצא לי גם פרק ראשון של לטייל בכלילות שלא רק שאינו בעברית אלא הוא באנגלית במבצע צרפתי משובח. מקווה שתצלחו את המכשול כי השיחה עם אריק הייתה בהחלט מרתקת. מוזמנים לפרק 34. ברוכים הבאים למסע. אנחנו בפודקאסט לטייל בכלילות ואני אריה פישלר מארח ומספר לכם על כל מיני דברים שקשורים למסעות. נדבר בעיקר על טרקים ומסעות רגליים רב יומיים אבל לא רק. יש עוד חוויות מסע מרתקות מעולמות שונים שתשמעו עליהן וכמובן כשיוצאים יש לקחת איתכם ציוד מתאים וגם בזה נעסוק ונמליץ. אז בואו נתחיל פרק נוסף. הפודקאסט בשיתוף Plan My Tracks. שירות לייעוץ והתאמת תוכנית אישית לטרק שלכם, וגם חנות לציוד טיולים קל ואיכותי. לפרטים נוספים מוזמנים לבדוק את planmytracks.com. טוב, לטייל בכלילות, פרק מספר 34. This is chapter 34 and now I'm switching to English. Because my guest today is directly from France. Eric, hi.
Hi, hello everyone.
So yes, this is the first time I'm actually recording in English. So you're the first to be to experience that. You're to experiment with this weird thing that is not Hebrew. So I will tell you like how did we get here? How come I'm interviewing you? And then we will switch to you to tell us a little bit about yourself. So about a month ago, I was traveling in the Pyrenees mountains and arrived at one of the most amazing mountain huts that I ever spent my time on. It was called, what's the name in French?
Vallon Mercado.
Oh, this is an amazing mountain hut. And in the evening, also never happened to be before. They said there is a movie projection. And I said, what movie now? After a long day of walking, who will come to see a movie? And what is it about? The documentary? And shortly before it started, I found out that the guy that is preparing the movie is actually the one that made the movie. He's the creator. So it got me curious. And actually I sat and watched the movie. It was in French with English subtitles, but he speaks very fast. So it's very hard to follow everything. And it was a most amazing experience. And this is actually what we are about to speak today, about your experience that eventually made this movie happen. So in the beginning, just tell us, Eric, an overview about yourself, some identification card that will give a background.
Yeah, hi everyone. So my name is Eric. I'm 32. What to tell about me? I live near Paris, I would say, also in city, and I did studies in environmental stuff on chemistry. I did a PhD on chemistry of environment one day, and after all the PhD and stuff, I wanted to experience new things, and I got in love with time, with mountains, and through with traveling with backpack and doing through hike. And after the PhD, that was kind of intense and kind of busy life on the laboratory. I wanted to go for a longer walk, a longer through hike, and to experience if it was possible, if I would like to live on mountains during several months or years. So I started to work from the place I lived at the time on Strasbourg at the border of Germany. And so I worked during 2 years to the south of Portugal, crossing 12 mountain ranges in France, Spain, and Portugal. Then,
let me just stop you. So first of all, I didn't know this. You're a doctor. You're a Dr. Eric.
Yeah, kind of, yeah.
Okay. Everyone that has a PhD becomes a doctor immediately. So you had this idea, but I didn't understand how come you got to it. What led to the program? Is it something that you dreamt since you were a kid? How did it come true? The fact that you're starting from your home at Strasbourg, and then you're walking 2 years over 12 mountain ranges.
Yeah, it was not so simple, and it was, but I discovered mountains quite late on my life. My parents or my family or stuff are not a very huge fan of mountains or walking something. So one day I was kind of a depression for a love story that ended. So I started to work for 2 weeks on an idea. It was I don't know, 13 years ago, and it was kind of of a new thing in my life. It was kind of a crazy experience.
When was it? I don't know. When was it?
In the Massif Central, it's when I don't remember exactly, but I had 20, so it was 12 years ago.
Okay.
Yeah. So it was the beginning of my passion and my love of mountain when I did this 2 weeks through hike. I just never quit mountains. When I get time during my studies or stuff for 2 months, because we have 2 months of holidays when we are students, I always go on mountains, and I started to make my experiences about it. And it was always this kind of frustration to come back at home and to have to get back to my life that I was student, and it was always a frustration and like a question that I didn't get answer at the time. It was, could I live like that? And do I have the needed? Sorry for my English. It's not perfect, but yeah, you will understand me, I hope. And I get this need and to answer that question. Could I live on mountain, and why should I have to return if it's only the 2 months, these 2 months are the best moment of my life during the year. So it was this question, and I continue. I live in Strasbourg. In Strasbourg, there is beautiful mountains that a lot. It's small mountains, but very beautiful. The Vosges.
The Vosges, what is the height of the mountains?
The highest summit is 1,400. But during winter, the condition was quite hard. There is snow and very strong wind and stuff. So it's very good to train and to learn how to live and enjoy on mountain during winter. And so every weekend I was on mountains and stuff, and I started to get a good experience on mountains, I would say. And it was this PhD, so it was all my life. It was very hard sometimes, but good as well. But after 4 years of PhD, I finally got it, and then it was the time to answer that question that I was asking to myself during years and years. And then I started.
What was the plan? The original plan?
Yeah, the plan was I didn't want to take like a plane or stuff, or to get very far away from my home. There we have beautiful mountains in Europe, especially all Europe, but the Western the Western Europe mountains are quite beautiful. And so there is a line kind of if you see a map of the Western Europe, you see the line. There is a kind of mountains all the way along to south of Portugal, without the need to get down. You can follow like mountains during your 2 years walk. Yeah.
What do we have there? Like we have the mountains near your home, like the Vosges, the
Jura, after the Alps, the French Alps that goes through the Mediterranean Sea.
The kings of the mountains, the Alps.
Sorry?
The kings.
Yeah, I don't know if it's the king, but it's beautiful mountain for sure. There is the Pyrenees that I am kind of fan. I live in the Pyrenees right now. But so after you have the Pre-Alps, it's like little mountains that continue from the Alps. And you have mountain. Then I get to the beach. It was the only time I followed the beach for like a month or just to change a bit of landscape. And after you have little mountains, Corbière, Montagne Noire, and anyway, like little mountains to go to the Pyrenees. And after you have the beautiful Pyrenees, that is I speak in Spanish now, and that is beautiful too. And after the Cordillera Cantabrica, Cantabrica Cordillera. I don't know how to say in English, but it's kind of a big mountain range that goes to the Portugal, actually. And after you have as well little mountains and to the south of the middle of Portugal, I would say. And after is a cliff, a beautiful cliff, and you get to the south of Portugal.
That's it, and then the end.
Yeah, that's it. Is the end. Yeah.
And how long did you plan for it to take?
Yeah, it was quite fast and a long plan at the same time. It's like it was years that I was dreaming of such a trip. So all the material I get during years and years, it was for this trip. But at the end, it's not the good option because everything broke in the first 2-3 months because it was already used material and stuff. But it was years that I planned, and everything I invest for hiking materials was for this trip. So it was years, but really I planned for a month. Full time, it's only a month. I finished the PhD, and a month and a half after I was starting my journey.
And how long did you plan? Like how long did you think it will take you to finish?
I didn't know. When I see the rush right now that I was filming before starting the trip, I say like 6 months. I said 2 years. I said 1 year. I didn't get an idea. It was the kind of 1 year. I guess I was hoping to do it. But there was COVID on the time, and I took my time, and it was kind of the idea of this true hike was taking the time and not do it for a performance or whatsoever, but to experience, to live on mountains and take my time on mountains, and it goes through spending time on mountains doing nothing as well. It was nice.
And you had some I saw on the website that you had some principles, some rules that you made for yourself.
Yeah.
What were the rules?
Yeah, it was kind of so I am a doctor in environmental science and like ecological purposes, and our future is kind of complicated right now. So for me, it was as well like a mean to change my way of living. So it was very important for me to get some rules to to don't have a lot of consumption or like CO2 or and not only CO2, like everything. So I didn't get on hotels except if I was sick or something, but only resting on people I met. It was kind of the rule I follow. Not car, everything working. And if I get some trouble, I need to move fast. I could hitchhike, but I have to return to the point I started the hitchhike at the end. That's it. And like thinking of not lyophilisé, I don't know, like lyophilisé, I don't know the term, like, you know, the dehydrated food as well.
The what? Which one?
The dehydrated, without water on the food. Like, I don't know the term in English, but
dehydrated.
Dehydrated, yeah. No dehydrated food, like using food that everyone use. It's simple and there is better for ecological purposes as well. So yeah, kind of a lot of rules that that I wanted to follow to get an ethic, the more ethical trip I could make.
Right. And how did you decide on the equipment? What did you take with you? Like for such a long trip, you probably need to take like different kind of equipment.
Yeah, sure. I had a backpack. Wait, you will get scared, but it's not so much. Of 25 kilos, more or less. Like I had 10 kilos of recording materials because I produced a movie of
10 kilos?
10 kilos. I had the computer because I was producing a series of it during the trip. So, and a drone and cameras and stuff. So it's weighs a lot. And after I had like 10 kilos of materials for hiking, basically materials that can permit to live to until like -5 degrees, I would say, and everything to hike more or less. And after 5 kilos of food, because I had kind of autonomy between 5 to 10 days, I would say. So yeah, it weighs easily 5 kilos, depends of the moment, and the autonomy was like this. And after, during winter, it's more because you have like the crampons, the ice axe and stuff. So and like shipping bag more and blah blah blah. So it can get to 30
kilos. You change all the time. You send it home.
I choose to have like material that can be used during all year long. Included winter, and I add materials for the winter. I had 2 sleeping bags, for example, for the winter. I had my sleeping bag that I use even in summer, and I put another sleeping bag that can be. It's like more easy to change, because winter doesn't mean nothing. Sometimes it's -5 during summer, and
so you carry 2 sleeping bags in the winter.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a bit more heavy, but not so much. But like when you get back on the down, it's not so cold. So you just can use the 2 sleeping bags if you need it, and it's more. I don't know how you.
One of the things that I really saw in the movie a lot, I don't know if I'm correct about that, but it seems like you filmed more bad weather than good weather. Like you have so much bad weather, because also like you were going for 2 years, so all the winter.
Yeah.
So do you like that bad weather? Because it looked like nothing scares you.
No, it's not that nothing scares me. I like it, and sometimes not. It depends, but it's true that when you quit the summer time in the mountains, the weather gets worse most of the time. So you in winter you have like the half of the days that there is a storm or high wind or snow or rain or stuff. And it was quite hard, but the body gets used to it. And it's not that I wasn't scared. And sometimes the storm was very heavy, and you ask you questions about the if you're smart or not to continue or to. But yeah, you get used to, and I like it as well. It's like when you see the nature or the getting like the power of the nature, and you experience it, and it's not like a fight or something, a war against nature. It's just you live on it, and so sometimes it's bad weather, sometimes it's good, and yeah, it's cool to live on that kind of environment, even it's difficult as well.
In Israel, we are a country that, when you have like a little bit of rain, everybody is not going out. So rain is considered here a bad weather. But really, like speaking about winter in the Alps, let's say, it's really like, I don't know how many people do it, and you were alone. Like, did you have to take some detours not to go too high, not to go in snow up until your neck? How did you manage that?
Yeah, it's I get lucky in a way, because the first year when I crossed the Alps, I finished on November, so it was the beginning of the winter. Even it was snow already and stuff, but not the snow around my neck, as you say. It didn't happen. And after the really hard winter I get on the second year was on the Cordillera Cantabrica on Spain, and it's kind of cold. It's like I didn't get very, very cold temperature. I get to -10, I would say, but never less. But the worst, I think, on that trip, it was the 0 degrees. That is the worst, because you get rain and you get wet. Then when you go up, and after you get snow, so you are wet and you get the snow, and this is the worst condition, because when you are wet, you are in danger, because you have to manage all the time to keep dry clothes all the time. So this is very, very difficult. And at the end, -5 it's easier to manage, because you keep dry. So yeah, it's not easy, but at the end you just get used to it, and the body is amazing. Like, but you can experience it. Like you are used to 30 degrees on summer and stuff, and you get to 10 degrees and you get very cold, and then if you are in winter, you get 10 degrees, and that it's like you feel it's hot outside. And then it's the same on mountains. Like you get used to -5. When it's 5 degrees, you feel very hot and good, and the body is amazing. And it's like that when it's what I like during 2 years working, is your body change, and it gets used to very hard condition that you don't think it's hard condition at the end. Like there is some storm that it's scary, and then you get scared for sure. But the little storm that makes you scared, like on the hike you have when you live on mountains, and you get that every day, at the end it's just normal stuff, and you don't get scared, because you know like you can manage it.
So you were walking for 2 years, and there was no time that you said, why do I need this shit? I want to go home. I'm going back. Did you have these points of despair or going down, being down?
Yeah, for sure. Then it was COVID. I started the trip when in 2019. So the COVID arrived in my travel. So I get stopped. I got locked down for like 3 months. The first lockdown, and after other 3 months, and I didn't stop the trip. I get locked down, but I didn't return at home and stuff. And when you experience that, for sure you ask you question. Or when it's very tough in winter, I lost 10 kilos on the Cordillera Cantabrica during this winter. I was thinking of. You weight like 55, and you say, okay, now it's kind of dangerous, and maybe I'm very stupid and I need to get home. But it happens to being depressed, or ask to ask you question for like 3 weeks, and after not 3 weeks, 3 days or something, and after you live such a good experience, you meet cool people, or you see amazing landscape and stuff, and at this moment you just think that your life is just perfect.
And from that time, actually, after you finish, you continue to live like mountain life in many ways.
Yeah, but I live on mountains right now, but no, it was quite difficult returning for such a trip, 2 years. So it's not just a break; it's like your lifestyle or your life, more or less. So you have to reinvent everything when you get home, because the life you quit 2 years before doesn't exist anymore, and you had new experiences and stuff, and the life you was living during 2 years, very happy and stuff, it doesn't exist anymore as well. So you don't have a life when you get back. So there is a new life that you have to create, and it's cool to have time to, but it took time, and it's not the most happier month I get on my life when I get back. But like I think it's a step, and I go very often on mountains. Yeah.
So how did the life change? Like, what were your decisions after you returned? What did you change in your life?
Yeah, but I was living on the city before. I live in Paris and I live in Strasbourg, so it's two big cities, I would say. Paris more than Strasbourg, but anyway. And so it was kind of logical for me to live on mountains, to be in close of mountains and to live with the people I met during the 2 years as well. You know, not exactly the people, but I don't know how to say. It's complicated to express it in English, but similar people. Yeah. And then I live with during 9 months with people I met on winter call on the Pyrenees, for example, after the trip. So anyway, but yeah, I needed to find a place to live that was more in link with the experience I lived in this in mountains, on mountains, and professionally as well. Like I was filming during the 2 years. I did a series that I produced and on YouTube and stuff. And but you have to find like a business model. I hate this word, but in a way is the idea. So you have to find like a job that is cool for you, and with the link of the ethics I said before. So it's not easy, but it took times, and now it's better. And I would not say that it's perfect right now, but it's quite good. I produced then 2 movies, one on this trip and one on the other one, and I'm pretty happy of my life right now. But it took, like, I would say 2 years to get better. And to definitely return from this 2 years trip, it took 2 years. The same amount of time, I would say, to just arrive to getting back to the society. It's kind of hard.
So you're making your life now based on the movie that you produced?
Yeah. It took more or less 2 years as well to finally get the movie, because lot of stuff to get there. But since I finished the movie, I do a lot of projection. I get to cinemas or a lot of places like the refuge you were and we met. It's and then I live with that.
And you go from refuge to refuge and show the movie.
Yeah, it was the first time I experienced that. It was the best experience I had with the movies, because it's cool. It's not like festivals or cinema that I like to go and stuff. It just it's more like I like the life. It's more.
You have the more accurate audience. It's the best audience for the movie.
Yeah, the best audience, and then. I don't know how to say in English, but we said guindé in French. It's like when you have to get with proper clothes and stuff to do it well in festival or stuff. You have to, it's like your job, and you have to be clean and stuff. And in mountains, you don't give
Don't care. We don't care.
Yeah, we don't care. You just go with your hiking clothes. You smell bad, and you are hiking like everyone. So there is no like such like it's more horizontal, and this I like a lot as well to walk on mountains that I like. Then you
And how did the movie pick up during the two years? What did you have to do to make it work?
Yeah, it's like, boy, I did not produce the movie during 2 years. It just like kind of doing nothing and think more or less. And boy, I produced another movie, a first movies on other trip I did after the 2 years trip. Yeah, so this was my first movie, so I started to like it, and I started to think that the YouTube and everything is nice, but you don't have time to make the thing exactly the way you want to do, because you don't have time. You have to produce videos and stuff. Even I took a lot of time to produce the YouTube videos. It's like a week or 2 weeks to make it, and a movie you can do it in 9 months if you want. So you have a bunch time more to express what you want to express, and to put exactly the right words to say what you want to say. So this I like, and then it took times to understand that, and to find like as well a business model to live with the movies and stuff, and it's a way to live that is much more ethical, I guess, for me. Than YouTube. That if you want to, well, anyway, I don't know if it's interesting to speak about YouTube, but
No,
anyway, a movie is better.
If you're saying that you were producing the series on the trip, like for YouTube, like it's a lot of time. Didn't it like bother you? Didn't like it damage your trip experience that and now I need to edit, now I need to take some shots and then more shots?
No, not at all, because I produced like kind of one episode in 1 month and a half. So it was not like every week to have to work, and I didn't know when I will be able to produce it, because realize it, because I was on. I meet people on the mountains. They host me for a day and then 2 days, and then we spoke a lot, and we don't want to leave ourselves. So then I ask, okay, I have this episode to produce. It's like a week. Can I stay at home in your home? And then the night we spend the time together to speak and blah blah blah. And during the day I produce the episode, and all the 20 episodes were produced like that. So wow. So it's pretty cool, because for me it was like a pretext maybe to stay during like more like 10 days on the people's house. So it's a lot of time to learn to how the person is, and it's not like just a day of meeting that it's beautiful, but it's only a day. So at the end you just have the shape of the people, not what it is. And so for me it was cool, and as well for the production, getting stopped every month and a half to just think about what happens during this month, and put it, write it about it. It's cool to not getting lost, because every day is such extraordinary. Everything happens very fast, and each day is amazing, that you never think about what happened during this month at the end, except this extraordinary thing that on a daily basis.
It's always a question, when you walk. I never walked like 2 years and even not 2 months in a row, but you always think about what will I do with all my thoughts. We have so many thoughts when we walk, and they just disappear. So I think it's an amazing way to keep them, to preserve them.
Yeah, for sure. Like, you think a lot. You have a lot of time alone. I spent 1 year on people's house, being hosted, and 1 year alone on mountains, more or less. Too.
Yeah, this was the amount of time. Like it was.
Yeah, 1 year on mountains alone, and 1 year hosted by people, more or less. And then this year alone then was an amazing experience, because you have time to process all the good people you have met and stuff, because you have time to think about what happened and stuff. You have time to plan your days. You have stuff to listen beautiful podcast or stuff, and thinking about the world, and to learn a lot of stuff about the world, because you have time. You can sometimes I get through 8 hours of podcast working in a day, and it's very good. You learn about I don't know, the situation of the world, of the geopolitics, and a lot of stuff. And I don't have time on my life right now to listen 8 hours of podcast.
It's like school.
Yeah, and so you have time to think about it, and then you get to the end of the podcast, and after you get 3 hours to think about it, and after you just have to cook and to sleep and to read as well. You have time in your life, and this is it's kind of amazing, because you feel a feeling of freedom that is unbelievable, that never experienced such as I experienced it during this 2 years trip. So I miss it.
I think it can be seen in your movie, the way you admire the mountains, and there's a lot of philosophy that you put in the movie, a lot of thoughts, a lot of things, and with that your unbelievable happiness when you're there, even in storms. It was amazing to see how you smile, and just really it can be seen in your eyes that you love what you're doing. So this is what caught me specifically.
Yeah, I would say that on mountains, I think one of the thing I like on mountains is not the only one, but I don't know, in life, or kind of more normal life, I would say, you have a lot of stuff that happens that you don't have the control on it. It's difficult, and this lose of control make me crazy sometimes about everything happening in the world and stuff. And then on mountains, even you have storm and it's difficult. You can choose everything. If I want to stay on my tent and let the storm pass, I can decide it. If I want to go through the storm to get down and being more safe, I can do it. Everything is my responsibility. Everything I do is my choice. So there is no one that goes and told me, no, you will not do it. Maybe it's stupid, the decision I will make, and like a stupid decision on mountains can get you killed. So it's not so easy and so beautiful, but at the end is only your responsibility on it. And this I like on mountains, because
but there's also love. If you want to do love, then you can't be alone, and you will not be able to decide for yourself.
Yeah, I'm not sure if for love, you say like being in love and stuff.
What you're saying is eventually true, because you're walking alone and you are living 2 years alone with yourself. This is the advantage of being only one person.
Yeah, for sure.
If you're getting into love, into romantics, then it becomes a problem to decide for yourself all the time.
Yeah, for sure. But it's the thing that was good and the thing that is not good. Like in every life, you have choices, and choices have consequences. And being in love or have a romantic life or stuff, and you cannot have everything. So yeah, for sure. Yeah.
During the 2 years, didn't you say, I need a little bit of love now, and maybe
maybe, but you live different things that it's amazing as well, so something I miss it, and it's sometimes but at the same time you just enjoy your life more than you ever enjoy. So love should be like the only super things that you have to live in your life. It's a beautiful things, and sometimes I miss it, but it's amazing. I say that often. It's during like the first year or the first year and a half. Sometimes I use a day to just close the eyes, but I was not closing the eyes because I need to walk. But anyway, like I concentrate and I see all the path without any disconnection of everything I live from Strasbourg to the point I was walking. So it's amazing. It's like if you ask me the question, I would put the days on the calendar or stuff. I can say like in like 344 days ago, this morning at 9 I did that. Like at which time you can say that in your life? I cannot say what I did 2 weeks ago right now.
Yes,
and so it's amazing that you can remember everything, and this has a lot of value because all your life is such powerful at this moment for me. That yeah, I agree to not be in love for sometimes.
all right.
For
But
that,
you know, if you want to keep being on the mountains, it will eventually collide. If
Yeah.
I don't know what you want, but you know, family and stuff like that, it's complicated.
yeah, but it's a choice, and it's the kind of questions that I asking myself if I should return on mountains, and if I go back, like family and stuff. It's kind of it's kind of a life adventure. It's complicated to have a family life and stuff, but it's sad that we have only one life.
Maybe we have more, but we don't know.
Yeah, maybe. I hope so. Huh? Next time I choose a family life, very being settled and stuff, because I think it's a beautiful one as well. But we have to choose, sadly.
So Eric, this is like the name of your production, the Ciel Mon Biovac.
Yeah, the movie is called Les 12 Cimes, the 12 mountain ranges, more or less in English. I don't have proper traduction, but it's the traduction from French.
Your email and your production, it means like the sky is my. This is what it means.
Yeah, it's like a joke, more or less. This Ciel Mon Bivouac is like there was a TV show at a time that I don't know really, but it was Ciel Mon Mardi. That was like a bad TV show, I guess, in the 80s or stuff. So a lot of people use that Ciel Mon something, Sky My blah blah, my Tuesday. Right. It was the name of the show. And so it was people using for the PhD Ciel Mon Doctorat, Sky My PhD, more or less, the traduction, literal traduction. So there is a lot of use like that. And I was reading the BD, the stuff that was funny and the meme that was made with Ciel Mon Doctorat. So one day I needed to find a name of it, and Ciel Mon Bivouac, it was kind of good.
So this is a good point to ask you about how exactly do you say the word, because in Hebrew, the word bivouac is something we use because there's no something matching. Yeah. And so how exactly do you pronounce it? Because I heard a lot of times different ways.
Bivouac.
Okay. So
bivouac.
Bivouac. Okay.
Yeah.
So now I know.
Yeah.
So I want to know your opinion about Alps versus Pyrenees.
Yeah, but there are two beautiful mountains ranges. It's kind of different. Like the Alps have stage more, all the 4,000, and the glacier are beautiful, and it's very beautiful mountain. The Pyrenees are quite different. Like there is huge and hard mountains. There is no glacier and everything, but it's more like the Alps. There is a lot of people, a lot of tourist industry or industries. They are crowded, more or less, the Alps, but they are beautiful. I would like to live in the Alps as well, but the Pyrenees are kind of more sauvage. I don't know how you say that.
Wild,
yeah. Thank you. And they are wild. There is no lot of people walking. Depends of the region in the Pyrenees, but there is less people, and I like the Pyrenees because it's only one range from the Mediterranean to the Atlantic. So I didn't do that, but if you want to do it, you can get to the border of France and Spain during Like 2 months if you want. You can stay at 3,000 all the time for 2 months. In the Alps, you have to go down on the valley. So it's what I like on the Pyrenees.
So you didn't get to the end, like to the end of to the west side. You didn't.
Yeah, I get down to get some food and stuff. But if you find nice friends to bring you the food and stuff at 3,000, you don't have to go down in the Alps, in the French Alps, in the French Alps, because the French Alps are like not exactly on the middle of the Alps, but is the reason why. But if you go on the French Alps, you cannot walk like 2 months without getting down, except if you get to the border, that is quite complicated, more complicated than the Pyrenees. The Pyrenees is good to walk because it's quite technical, it's quite difficult, but it's still a true hike. In the Alps, if you get to the border or you follow like grass to all the way long, it's alpinism, and it's not the same. Okay. You have to get rope and stuff. And
speaking about alpinism, like did you have to use sometimes your ice axe or ropes or?
I use crampons and ice axe and stuff, but I never use rope. I am alone, and it's a lot of equipment to carry for. So when I cannot do it, or I feel in danger or stuff, I get back. And there is some. I'm always at the border of alpinism and a true hike. And try not to cross it too deeply, because after it's kind of dangerous. It depends. Like,
did you cross? Did you get into a point that was like,
Yeah, for sure, it happens, but you never know exactly what's the border. Is what is complicated is, and you cross borders because you get more experience, so you get to more complicated stuff, and. But I always try to stay alive. So,
but was there a point? Was there a point that you thought you made a mistake and you're not gonna make it, or something like that? Did you get into places like that?
Not gonna make it. But when you saw in the movie, there is like kind of that situation that I'm stuck in a bigger storm, snowstorm. With a whiteout, I couldn't see more than less than a meter, and you're alone in the mountains. You getting back with like huge snow. But you walk and you don't know exactly. You're tired because all the night you didn't sleep, and you don't know exactly if you are able to get down, and it was a good solution to get out the tent, because I was scared to stay in the tent and that the snow will accumulate too much, that the day after would be like a nightmare or very dangerous because avalanches and stuff to get down the day after. So I took the decision to get down, but you get down in the middle of a storm, so maybe it will be worse. You don't know. You don't have the answer, so you try, and that kind of situation, and there was a lot like that. You're not, but I am alive, or I don't know. I never get injured or stuff, so it's luck for sure. It's lucky. It's kind of luck, but it's as well good decision. But,
good decisions.
Yeah, but luck as well. Huh?
Yeah.
Like good decision doesn't make you not have an accident one day. It happens.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like that, and yeah.
So, Eric, do you have a next project? Like you're thinking about a big one?
Yeah, you cannot see, but on the other screen that you recorded, there is a beautiful mountain on my screen. Yeah, a beautiful map. It's. I want to continue to start from Portugal and do South Portugal, South Spain, and crossing Gibraltar and go in the Morocco Atlas, and the Atlas in Morocco, and that's the project, and that's the project. It will last like a year. I didn't finish to make all the roads, so I don't know exactly how much it will take and stuff, but the idea is to get on villages and spend time with people, and learn how I live, culture, and recorded and spend time with people. Is the idea of this movie, and the work as well is not only on mountains, and it's more about people, and I want to record it. It's the idea.
Amazing. So yeah, I think we will stop here. It was like really unbelievable to learn about your way of thinking, and we will put the link to your movie in the website in our comments. And we are also trying to plan some movie, maybe showing the movie in some event in Israel. So I will try to work on that, and hopefully now millions of people that hear my podcast, no, not really millions, but really people that love this thing that is going, walking a lot, walking far, will learn about you and your movie. And I really recommend it. It's really amazing views, amazing way, amazing production. Now I understand you carried the 10 kilos for that.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Thanks, Eric.
Thank you. Have a nice day.